Hello, Faith Community. Jake, Bridget, and myself are your family ministry team at Faith Community. We've been thinking about some of our happiest moments of our lives.
Some of my happiest memories were my first trips to the Boundary Waters.
For me, one of my happiest memories is way back when I was in 4th grade. I loved whales, and my parents took my brother and I on a vacation to Florida, and we got to go to SeaWorld, where I got to see Shamu.
I was 12 years old when my baby sister was born. I was so happy, I cried. Isn't she cute?
I want everyone to think of something. So yes, kids, students, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, take a moment right now to think of the last time that you experienced real, deep happiness. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? At Easter, we talked about hope and how we are all wired to have and need hope. This past Sunday, Pastor Tim taught us that we are also made for happiness. Just like hope, we are created and wired for happiness.
Yet we all know that as quickly as happiness comes, it can just as easily go away again. That means that even the best events in our lives, or the best friendships, marriages, trips, jobs, victories at school, in sports or music, sometimes end in disappointment. They can't really satisfy what we're searching for.
In Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5, Jesus is teaching his way of living and is showing us how to experience the happiness our hearts have always longed for.
Jesus says that true happiness will be fully experienced in heaven. According to one translation, he says, the poor in spirit will be happy because they get the kingdom of God. Basically, he's saying that heaven, the future hope when we are finally reunited with our Creator, that is where we will be fully comforted, happy, and satisfied.
Jesus calls us to live our lives with heaven as our hope. The more we live this way, the more we will do real good in this world. We'll become more selfless, merciful, pure in heart, and seek to be peacemakers.
The hard truth is, we all struggle with sin. And on a daily basis, my desires are pulled towards loving the things of this world more than God and His kingdom. But thankfully, we don't get into the kingdom of heaven because of the good things we do or because we don't measure up perfectly. Those who are poor in spirit are the ones who get the kingdom. People who are poor in spirit know they are spiritually bankrupt, who have nothing to offer, who have come to the end of themselves and know their only hope is the goodness and the grace of God.
This is why Jesus came to die on the cross, defeat death, and rise from the grave, so that our sin and brokenness are forgiven and we can be blessed. Heaven is a gift of God's grace.
So no matter what happens in this life, God is with us. Sometimes we'll experience great happiness, and other times we will be disappointed. But the good news is this: the best is yet to come. God will one day make all things new. In the meantime, we continue to trust in God as He is working through us to love and serve others. God is so good, and He gives us good gifts in creation, and one day we will get to experience the fullness of the gift giver. We will no longer be tempted to worship this creation, but we will see and experience the joy of being with the Creator.
Well, that's it for today's edition of Faith at Home. If you're watching this video on social media, click the link that goes along with this post and head over to our website for the family talking points. Or if you're watching this on our website, simply scroll down to see the family talking points. We, your family ministry team, will see you next Wednesday for another episode of Faith at Home.